should have known.
You should have known what? You should have known what?
I should have known it was Bliss. I should have known. 100th episode. I should have known. It's 100 of these things.
Since I took
57 of them
over,
are Bliss.
Since I took over, she has been with us thick and thin.
Now she's added Lilly. We saw the evolution and de-evolution of Alexa Bliss since our show. And, you know, she does bring in the views. But, Manny, I thought it was going to be a little bit more creative for the 100th episode. I thought when I saw the 100 and I was thinking about it right now, I was like, he's going to post a picture with all the episodes in the background, like for the greatest tag team, say on the 100th episode. Nah.
No, that's too much effort. That is too much effort.
I thought you were just going to reuse the image from the greatest tag team or some shit. No one can tell what those thumbnails are.
No, Mark, because I would know. There's a difference. I would know. I don't cheapen out.
You could have cheaped it out. I thought you were going to cheap it out and do it. I was like, that's what I was going with. Bliss. And her superpowers.
So is that what you thought I was going to do? Did you not have any other inkling of what I was possibly going to do?
No, because I didn't think about it until like 1 minute ago what the thumbnail could have been. Until it was like 1 minute or live, and I was like, oh, wait, I wonder what the thumbnail is. And then I was like, oh, maybe he did something like that. Nope. Bliss. It's Bliss.
Okay, so it also could have been, but I wasn't feeling it.
Nah, she was like a sad clown. I don't know why.
Normally the championships bring it in, but I don't feel like today it would have done anything.
No. And for some reason, this makes me sad, and I don't know why.
Why?
Really, I don't know. Just her looking into the graveyard, I was like, yep. I am the War Woman champion. I'm not claiming it, but I'm not proud of it myself, but it's what I am.
Okay.
I don't know if Shayna brings in the views.
The thing is, what I wanted to do, and if I was remotely good at Photoshop, I would have had Shayna look in that mirror and then me and you peering back.
Just judgment.
And I'm not good at Photoshop, and we both don't have photos where we could have taken pictures like that.
I would have used anything. I would have just put my face over Shayna Baszler and she's looking at it, or put both of our faces over like a two-headed monster, or put Shayna's face, put my face over Shayna, and then put your face as the dog face, Lilly, in the background. And you're like, what the fuck?
And then finally, which I felt could have been the thumbnail, there's a big ass sword.
Yep. Manny, as we talked about the pre-show, and we're going to upload our show onto like Pornhub and give it sexually suggestive names, this would have been our thumbnail for that show. And someone would have been like, oh, I wonder what this is about. That sword is implicating a lot.
The Scottish swordsman,
again.
Porks, Lashley's entourage.
Drew finally gets Lashley alone in a cell with his sword. And he's going in around Raw.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe.
Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
Anyone else feeling like this? Feeling like Shayna right now?
He got her. Jesus, that's what happened. That's what's been going on all along.
When the cameras went off air and they yelled rap on the end of last night's Raw, that was Shayna's face.
Why, God? Why? You know what? I think I don't no longer blame Miss McMahon for weird, stupid, bad ideas on Raw. I blame everybody else that is around Vince McMahon because they're enabling him to do these storylines. It is clear, we get it. Vince is obsessed with the supernatural and horror movies. He loves this shit. And someone needs to just step in and say, Vince, let's not do this? Can I tell him no? Boss? I mean, he's like, no, damn it, we're doing it. If more people would just go like, Vince, no, this is stupid. This is stupid. I think he may go, yeah, this is kind of stupid. We shouldn't be doing this.
So, welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, for the 100th episode, always Lord Manny Hayes, and he is...
For the one episode, 100, whatever. Whatever. I'm Marcus, the grand finale. And you know how many episodes it's been of this show. It's been 100 episodes of a show that's been untitled for 100 episodes. Untitled. You'd think by this point we would have titled the show, but no. And you'd think at this point we would call it THE Untitled. We'd learn how to spell, but no. This is the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, and I'm Marcus, the grand finale. And we are going to deliver the most high-octane, high-energy, high-impact review of a show that nobody really wants to see. But we're going to do it with so much passion, so much love, so much panache.
El Luchador says, since I took over, Manny has been setting up thirst traps like a pervert Kevin McAllister. And what's your point?
There's nothing I can say about that other than Kevin McAllister was, you know what? I'm expecting to get 100 views for the 100th episode, and it's all because of Alexa Bliss. And no one else, no one. And though Marcus means no one can get the views like Alexa Bliss. It's scientifically proven. It's scientific. We can put whoever on there. And don't give me that Gargano thumbnail. That don't count. That does not count. Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton equal the views, damn it.
Yeah, but that Gargano one that got 400.
Yeah.
I don't even think that should have got 400 given that it was Candice LeRae. Ain't that nice?
Dang. It was the Gargano aspect of it, Manny. It was the Gargano aspect, not Candice LeRae.
So, where's this suggested a new show? The Soul Train and Lucha Hour.
Hey, let's do it.
You could try, but if you get less than 20 views, you're getting cancelled, my friend. You're getting cancelled.
No, we can't put that up. I'm not canceling Eric. You know he struggles to get that 20.
He gets 20 now.
He struggles to get 20. You know, it takes a while. He struggles to get 20 like it takes me to run a mile. I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to get there in a 9-minute mile, whatever it is. Whatever the healthy time it is to run a mile. I'm not getting there right now.
Okay, so we do have some allegedly news.
Ooh, gossip!
So, allegedly... Allegedly, according to WrestleVotes, the Evolution debut will be amongst some muscle. Some names being thrown around is NXT's Mercedes Martinez or NXT UK's Piper Nevin. Which I don't think Piper Nevin... That was Piper Nevin. She said... Piper Nevin said, fuck you, I'm not teaming with Evolution.
Can't you see I'm busy with Jack Star? In a storyline I think no one cares about at all. There's only like 5 people to watch NXT UK, and I believe only one of them care about Piper Nevin and Jack Star. Who the hell one person is a real sicko. Is a real sicko, and I won't even mention them on TV.
And according to Dave Meltzer, whose news is about, I don't know, about 50% correct, claims that Vince McMahon gives Triple H 6 months notice to tie up loose ends with the NXT roster before they make call-ups.
Tie it up. But that's not real time. I don't care about that story. I don't believe that story in a minute. What loose ends on NXT? I feel like if there are loose ends on NXT, they're all tied up anyway. They can end any story at any given moment.
And then another story that came out over the weekend was Andrade's contract with AEW, where he gets limited creative control and all this other stuff, and he was asking for the world. Allegedly, PW Insider says Andrade's contract is the same as everyone else's in regard to creative control, with Tony Khan getting the final say.
Ah, damn it! I want that. I want to know what limited creative control is. No, I'm not doing that, Tony. Fuck off.
Do you know what limited control is, Marcus?
What?
You can have that ham sandwich over there, or you can have that cheese one over there.
I don't feel creative at all. Well, you can wear these green tights or these salmon tights. No! Give me the salmon ones. Fuck you. I like to think that his creative control is like Dylon in creative control in making the band, which is an old ass reference. But you know what? We got an old demographic. I hope they get it. In which you can either make the song or you cannot make the song. That's your creative control.
So, are you ready to get into Monday Night Raw?
No, I wasn't even ready to get into it last night or this morning or in the afternoon, whatever the hell I started to watch it. God damn you, Monday Night Raw. It wasn't as bad, but you know, I like to throw off the hate.
Well, people are calling one of the segments the worst segments in Raw's history, so we'll get to that at the end. Raw kicks off with a tag team battle royal to determine who's going to become number one contenders. Kofi is still mad that AJ Styles and Omos hasn't put in their tag team registration papers in.
And AJ Styles is about to say, we have it, Kofi. We have it. We won't do that paperwork. Which I feel like they need to put that paperwork in. I would love for that's the only way AJ Styles and Omos loses the titles is that WWE officials finally man up and go to him. We have distributed titles. We realize your paperwork was no good. You didn't turn it in the proper time of a deadline. We have distributed titles. And you get to see Omos react, what?
And then
AJ like, I don't want to pay that $1,000 fee for a tag team application.
Riddle's claiming he wears two shirts because Randy doesn't wear shirts or pants.
Yep. That's why I would too. Cause I gotta overcompensate for it.
The Viking Raiders eventually win this, despite having been missing for weeks.
They return. You know the thing is about the Viking Raiders, I don't lump all these segments together just a little bit. You would think that they return and they would take it more serious. No, they're not. They're still comedy acts doing turkey legs and doing everything. They're not winning. They're a joke of a tag team. They're gonna lose to an unregistered tag team.
Needless to say that, like, when they went backstage, Viking Raiders wanted to celebrate with turkey legs. Just so happens Omos appears with one.
Yeah.
And AJ states that they are pretend Vikings, which is correct.
Yep. They have a new slogan. They just get paid and raid. I felt like it was gonna get paid and laid, and then they were like, "No, guys, paid and raid." Oh.
Well, so Wes does ask the question: do you think AJ and Omos need new music and a video?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with them just using AJ stuff. If Omos came out, I couldn't imagine what they would have come out with. We already, saw how long it took for them to get Roman's music, or even give Keith Lee some music. I don't want them to try, and it ends up being some generic rock song.
Yeah.
Like Jackson Riker song, who randomly had music this week, and I went, oh, shit, this is real. This is real, guys. Richard, a new phase in Jackson Riker's life. He has his own music.
I shouldn't even bother reading your comments, Levi, because you still haven't provided me with why Keith Lee is going to prison. Omos needs to work on his day job as a Celtics backup center. Taco Fall ain't fooling no one.
He's too big to be Taco Fall. He looked like he could have eaten Taco Fall. Taco Fall is skinny, paper thin. If he was over at everybody's grandma's house, she would have been like, "Oh, baby, come on, please eat some more. You look so thin. Please." Just scraping other people's food on your plate. Like, what the fuck? Shit nasty. I wish that he played for the Milwaukee Bucks and just be out there bullying Kevin Durant or somebody, because the Milwaukee Bucks have no chance of beating the Nets. This is a waste of time. Just put them in the finals, damn it. Free passage.
So Charlotte interrupts Adam and Sonya talking about nothing in the back, demanding that the loss be taken away from her record, struck off, which both of them agree not to take it off. Charlotte states that they are both jealous of her and she wants a rematch. But guess what, Marcus?
Yes.
To resolve this, we are once again getting champion and #1 contender teaming up.
I feel like every time they do this, we should like have some type of confetti go off in the air. Because one more time, celebrate. Champion and challenger teaming together, and I bet you, Manny, they're not going to get along. Or in the odd cases, they do get along until they don't get along.
Well, should we just get into that match? Because
yeah, why not? And the thing is, Charlotte is right. This should not be on my permanent record. It was a side bet match of 2 minutes. Nikki Cross should not be able to gain wins on this. It's like it wins on AEW Dark. They should not count. They should not.
So obviously, as stated, Nikki Cross teams with Asuka versus Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. It was a decent tag match for me.
It was.
However, we got the inevitable, Charlotte and Rhea going at each other, but Charlotte chops her as a tag. And I think Rhea like messes up her hair as a tag at one point.
She does the like child pat on the head thing, and I go like, "Oh, Charlotte got to beat her ass. She got to beat that ass. She's gone too far." I don't care how she tagged her earlier. You don't sun me on national television. So, they had their falling out. They had their differences. People got beat up and they fought, and Nikki Cross steals another pin. And I guess she's bound to be #1 contender. She will be the champion.
How do you feel about Nikki Cross dancing like Jeff Hardy on that announce table?
I felt that she wasn't as good as Pat McAfee on the table on SmackDown. Like, even McAfee just going crazy over Boog's guitar and whatever reason he was on that table. I feel like it was better table dancing. The best table dancing I've seen all week. Since the strip clubs have been close.
And then I'm not really going to go into detail, but Elias versus Riker. Why are they trying to make us like Riker?
Because America, Manny. America.
He also looks like Zack Ryder.
He did. He looked like the Zack Ryder Vince has always wanted. Look at this guy's physique. He's a Marine. We're going to release him in 2 weeks.
So Zack Ryder
some
Zack Ryder news. Zack Ryder turned up in that hardcore wrestling play down here, I believe in Texas. But
I don't know. GCW, yeah.
When you look at him, don't you just think you're just Zack Ryder?
Yeah, like, you don't want none of this.
I was like, you're Zack Ryder. I don't care.
My favorite thing about this is the tweet Zack Ryder posted about you're messing with an ECW original, son, which is a awesome heel thing to say, because he's not. It's terrible. It's true in a way, but also you understand what ECW he was in.
The one with the zombie.
The original zombie ECW.
So we move into the middle of Raw with the contract signing, where Drew gives an unnecessary history lesson, which I didn't give a damn about. All we needed to do was sign the damn contract.
Yeah. Let me go and state this. Because anybody prove that this story is fact? Because I believe it's 100% bullshit.
Bullshit.
This is some bullshit. This ain't no story. This is one of those stories like What I'm trying to think of American story like someone chopped down an apple tree. I can't remember who. I'm too tired. And they invented electricity from doing it. I'm sure it's mixed up. I'm sure I'm thinking of Benjamin Franklin and George Washington or Johnny Appleseed. It's a combination of all of it. It's all bullshit. And
Can I just ask?
Bullshit.
Can I just ask, why are you fact-checking Drew McIntyre's boring story? Like, it made no sense in the first place. I was just like, why is he still talking?
So there was a man back in the day. It was a war, and it was a bunch of Scottish slaves, right? Yeah? And Scottish slaves. Listen to me. Hear me out. I'm by myself talking here because Bobby left you refused to jump the contract signing. Scottish slaves. This dude, we were getting our bus kicked. The dude was like, watch that continue. So one day he saw the itsy bitsy spider walk up the water spout. Down came the rain. And he washed the spider out. But the itsy bitsy spider, I can't remember how itsy bitsy spider so came up the water spout. And he continued, and the guy was inspired by that shit. And then we won the war. It was 10-1 odds. I won $20 off of it, and slavery was abolished for everybody in the world except for the black man, who remained a slave for another 800 years or whatever it was.
See, I think I've just caught Levi in a lie.
Oh no!
Yeah, I did. I sent my documents about Keith Lee last week. Let's just say Mr. Lee, Levert, once was thrown out of Death Row Records for being crazy. I am currently in the sharpshooter's email inbox, and there is nothing in there.
His papers are just like AJ and Omos's tag team registration. It's there. It's there. Keith Lee will be in jail sooner than later. Hashtag put Keith Lee in jail. He's in Facebook jail. That would be the greatest part. He's just in Facebook jail. Like rap, I'm posting nudes. I'm posting nudes all day. And no one's stopping me. A million women getting posted.
So Lashley adds another stipulation to the match that Drew never gets another title shot should he lose at Hell in a Cell, which Drew accepts, provided there is no outside interference. No one can lose on his behalf. He wants him in Hell in a Cell.
Can by also adding creative control as I am into this contract? So can I tell both of them this isn't how contracts work? No one had drew any of this up in the back. That paper had none of this information. They were ad-libbing the contract. They signed the match, and they were just going on people's word and a handshake.
No, it's just like MVP, like, make sure you get that notarized.
Lashley and his thoughts continue to stay in the ring and enjoy themselves as Lashley get ready to leave. As I finish this for Manny for whatever reason, Drew McIntyre pulls out a knife and cuts the table in half. Which tells me, okay,
I don't understand why you're calling that a knife, because that is definitely not a knife.
It's a factual point right there, though, man. It's a factual point. But it sounds more street in the hood if he did say he pulled out a knife instead of a sword.
If this man turned up in the street or the hood with a sword like that,
Five black people would have been shot dead by the police, and this man would have been considered defending himself. That's what would have happened, Manny. Even though he came over here in his kilt and his sword, talking about Scottish stories about how he's going to win the war in slavery. Literally, he cut his Cody Rhodes speech this week for me. That was a Scottish Cody Rhodes speech where he ended slavery this week.
Nah, I believe it was a piss poor attempt at Braveheart.
Was that the story of Braveheart? I don't think.
It could have been. It honestly could have been, and we would have been none the wiser because that whole segment made no sense.
They just did whatever they wanted. They were ad-libbing. And of course, he chose. I like that if he didn't choose Hell in a Cell, that they'll be able to be like, yeah, it's called the pay-per-view. Yeah, what is it called? Hell in a Cell. Who's in the Hell in a Cell match? No one. We were hoping Drew would pick this. And I like that he basically picked a match so Lashley's thoughts couldn't get into the ring. Because the Hurt Business is broken up. There was no one that runs in for Lashley anymore. MVP is a cripple. Is that what you're worried about?
They seem to like that one that looked like Candice Michelle because they brought her back for a second week.
Yeah. The one with the muscles. Like, she's back.
The muscles and curves with the brunette bob.
Now, do you think they brought anyone else back? Because maybe those other ones were there, but they're in different outfits. They don't stand out as much.
I don't know. I think the first week of the Lashley thoughts were definitely picked out by MVP.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Vince forced his creative control the second week.
Vince, I can't pick out. I'm picking 4. All right? I get to pick 4. Let's go. We're going on my Instagram of who I follow.
I don't even want to imagine what Vince McMahon's Instagram is.
Well, it's a dark Instagram, Manny. It's a dark one.
Clearly one of those burner accounts.
Yeah, his burner account, Vinnie Mac 84 or no 54 or whatever.
It's like Mince Vic Man.
Or no, I would like to think that Vince McMahon is so into the dark that he has an AEW Tony Khan underscore AEW, some fake Tony Khan thing.
Yes, it has to be.
Unverified.
Only explanation.
No one would think the wiser, huh? All I do on this account is look at thoughts.
Okay, so we get to Ricochet versus Humberto Carrillo. Sheamus is sitting at ringside with his broken nose, furious that these two get a number 1 contenders match while he sits there with a broken nose.
Yes. My first question, and maybe he's been doing this for a while, when did Ricochet change his outfit to this? He has like MMA gloves, black tights, and he seemed like a different person-ish than he has been before. Maybe he was trying to add some form of character. Maybe that's how he wasn't released. And Vince McMahon's like, hey, I'm going to release you, Ricochet. No, Vince, where do you get this new gimmick? He just puts his fists up like that. And Vince is like, wait, what's this? Boxing gloves. Or MMA style fighting gloves, huh? Damn it. I got to keep you, Ricochet.
By the way, I don't like the way Ricochet is dressed right now because he looks like he's on the verge of being released.
He does. But we've had 2 this year. Can we get a third? Is there going to be a third? I don't think so. I think he's going to survive it. He looks like he's trying to be Steve Blackman.
I don't think that he's going to release any people of color because he hasn't yet, has he?
He released what's that fool?
Josiah Williams don't count. He wasn't an on-screen talent.
Samoa Joe. It's the closest we got to a person of color.
Yeah, but he was refereeing at the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight.
Samoa Joe?
It's a guy that very much looked like Samoa Joe.
I didn't see any of the fight, but I'm going to tell you this. Spoiler alert. Anybody upset? I read people were upset about the way the fight went. I'm like, what the hell were these people expecting?
Levi saying he said check your email. I resent the email. I still see nothing unless it's going to spam.
I feel like that's what happened last time Levi sent the an email. Remember for the what you call it? Remember we sent the email about joining the show for the running review or something. His email just went to spam or something, and we never saw it.
It's the sharpshooters, the sharpshooters at gmail.com. Yeah, and so I can't even remember who won this match. Oh no, wait, I remember. It was a Spanish fly off the apron, and then both of them get counted out.
And Sheamus goes, they're both stupid. The line is stupid. There's no winner, therefore I have no contender. And, I don't. This was their result, huh?
Yeah, I don't even understand where
I could have sworn
Where
they
they
was
go
gonna be
from
like
here?
triple threat match, yeah. Or Mansoor's coming out, and he's like, "Yeah, now I'm the number one contender, sucker."
Well, obviously we got to go to your boy. Mansoor's in the back with Mustafa Ali, and he said, "Is he ready?" And Mansoor goes, "Yeah." So, but are you ready? Yeah.
For a good time, dude.
He's
I
like,
just said it.
no, you're ready for a fair and square fight. But what if what he isn't ready for? What if Gulak isn't ready to just fight for a fair and square fight?
Oh shit! What are you gonna do if you Gulak poke you in the eye? And I was like, "Oh shit! We're gonna get wrestling strategy how to prevent that, right?" Nope.
Well, we do the match, very basic match for what
Yeah.
it was. But Gulak does go for them tights, and Mansoor quickly rolls him up quickly for another win.
Yep. How is this? Where is this storyline going?
Do you know what? If it takes Mustafa Ali to get Mansoor over, that could be a good move anyway.
It's leading to WrestleMania, Saudi Arabia, Mansoor, Mustafa Ali, the biggest match ever.
Well, they're going after that big green belt that's now vacant because of Braun Strowman's release. He held that for 1,000 days, Marcus. 1,000 days.
A man won the greatest Royal Rumble and still got fired. I don't know what you got to do to survive in these streets, but the Saudi said, "Can we have our belt back?"
Okay.
And that represents go to choo-choo train antics.
We got breaking news, Marcus.
Ooh!
We do have the email now.
Oh, there it is!
We
Here
will
it is.
read
Keep
this.
going to jail. You're going to jail, bitch.
We will read this the moment we finish up with Raw. which basically means nothing else in this show matters until we get to that email.
Yes. Saving it for the main event. The important stories. The real facts. Breaking news, son. From our close source. Screw you, Meltzer or WrestleVotes. By the way, can I tell you again, wrestling news sites have the worst titles to the website titles. They have the worst reporters. Like, why WrestleVotes? Why is that the name of your news site?
Oh my god, this is a long ass story as well. Okay. It starts off with the criminal history of one Keith Killer Lee. You know it's good.
Yes, I can't wait.
I'm just going to forward this to my actual email so I can read it off my phone.
I'm ready to just run through the rest of Raw.
Well, it's Riddle versus Kofi.
But Kofi gets ran down by MVP, which I was like, yes, let the hate flow through you, Kofi. Let it run through you. Feel it.
To be fair, though, MVP did have a point.
Kofi, you ended Kofi Mania. You went for that crucifix on Brock Lesnar. He didn't. He didn't say that, but
well, what did he? He states that he was so proud of. He was so proud of him and Kofi Mania because WWE at that point had a champion he could relate to. And
Black man.
Yeah. And he says that Kofi Mania was everything until it abruptly ended. Last week, MVP thought he caught a glimpse of that Kofi Kingston that could once again be WWE champion until he shook Drew McIntyre's hand, making it look like he is comfortable being a loser.
Oh, daggers.
Kofi Mania ended because Kofi let it happen.
Yeah.
But this didn't make him mad. The moment he said Kofi shucks and jives is which really pushed Kofi over the edge.
Man, he called him an Uncle Tom. And God damn it, that would have made me mad. You could have said whatever you want, but as soon as you go, you Uncle Tom motherfucker, you tap dancing fool. That's when I'm gonna put my hands on you. I don't care how crippled and old you are. I'm kicking you in your knee and I'm gonna spit on you. And you're like, how you like that, you Uncle Tom? How dare you think I'm Daffy Duck tap dancing for the white man back here? All right? I became a champion for the people, and you gonna take this away from me? I started a revolution. I I was the first black champion. And now Bobby Lashley, I paid way for Bobby Lashley. The hell with you for calling me an Uncle Tom. Fuck you, MVP, and your cornrows.
Marcus, you realize you wasn't called this.
No, but that's how every black man feels if you call him an Uncle Tom. And Kofi had the right response. It was like, yo, you ain't disrespecting me like that, man. Not for my people's, not on national TV, son. I'm only here because of my family. I'm only here because of Woods. And I will fuck you up, MVP. Although I need him to finally turn on Xavier Woods. That's where this is going, right? Has to.
It has to, but also during this match, Kofi Woods decides to once again play the trumpet or the trombone or whatever it is. And then Randy just drops him on the table, which I felt it was once again deserved.
Yep.
Everything that happens to Woods seems like we both agree that he deserves it in the moment.
He's the most annoying man on ringside. He is.
Yeah, so what happened next? What unfortunately happened next on this episode of Raw? The Playhouse. We're at the Playhouse, Marcus.
Oh, we went through everything? That's it, huh?
Yeah. Because we kept everything quite pretty. Oh, left out Jeff Hardy versus Cedric, but that happened.
Why, God? Why did that happen? Jeff Hardy whooped his ass.
So Shayna refuses help from Nia going into this. Nia's still pissed about what she did to Reggie. As Shayna enters the ring, she knocks over the horse, which I've named Kenny Omega. Alexa still gives her a chance to be her friend. All she has to do is apologize to Lilly. Shayna refuses and blames her for Reggie and for her and Nia for not being the tag champs anymore. Shayna says sorry that she is just a doll to Lilly. Bliss attempts to take her out before being thrown to the outside, where Shayna then stomps on Lilly. That's when all hell breaks loose.
Manny, you must say literally at that point. Because it did. And here we go. Here's a little mini rant because I want to get to Levi's sleeve. Because I want to know why did the fall of Keith Lee and his criminal history. I need to go through that. In all my years of watching wrestling, and I'm just going to say in Monday Night Raw, how has the main event of Monday Night Raw come to this? It's come to Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler, talking about what Reginald did. These are the people closing the Raw. Back in the day, back in my heyday, back in old man days, young man Marcus was jumping up and down on his feet, finding out if Val Venus got his penis chopped off, or Steve Austin attacking McMahon and going to jail for the millionth time, or The Rock doing something, or Triple H burying Booker T of some kind. How did we come to this? How did we get here? How did we get to explosions and stuff falling off the sideline and Shayna being alone in a locker room locking a door only to break a mirror, being afraid of a doll? How has Raw come to this? How did we get here? How, Manny? How?
Well, I didn't seem to have that much of a problem with this. I thought it was hilarious.
It should not have closed the show.
Marcus, I don't think
the contract signing. Drew cut the table with the sword.
There'd be more questions. I would have had more questions with Drew cutting the table with the sword.
Yeah. Was it pre-cut? How often does he think? What if the sword would have got stuck into the chair and Drew's like, I'm trying to end the show, but my sword is stuck into the chair and I can't get it out. Ugh, this is embarrassing.
You should have watched it. Shayna was left completely on her own. Everyone had left.
No one wanted to be associated with Raw anymore. They're like, I did my segment and I'm gone. Omos is still at a party and we're all invited except for Shayna and a Bliss who are closing the show.
So, in all of Raw segments, would you consider this the worst segment of Raw ever?
Nah, I've seen plenty. Mandy Rose had too many matches for this not to be the word segment.
Nah, that's not. I wouldn't consider that a segment.
Okay. There was that Mr. Heine segment when Vince was with the nurse and he was pulling stuff
I
out
still
of her
think
fake ass.
Bailey, This Is Your Life was worse. Because that one felt like it went on forever.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm sure there are worse, but people live in the now of this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna say why not? I'm gonna give this one of the worst. I've seen probably worse. There's probably 100 things worse than this. But I just in the era of Raw, in the state it's currently in, I just don't need a story wrapped around what happened to Reginald and why Alexa Bliss is blowing up people.
Marcus,
That's kind of what the story's all about. The story's
Marcus,
about Reginald and Bliss costing Nia Jax and Shayna the women's tag team title. A meaningless title to me.
Marcus, this is a multi-facet people of color segment. We must accept this. You got Reginald. You got Nia Jax. We've got wherever Shayna Baszler's from.
Hold on. And you know who has all the power? The white woman, Manny. The white woman. Let me get on my Stephen A. shit. No, everybody is powerless compared to this Dark Sidious woman who has unlimited power. Like, she can never lose a match because she can blow the arena at any time.
This is why this story is so real. This is why this story is so real. This is story of modern society, just amped up to make it seem more crazy.
This is modern society. No one's more powerful than a white woman. But it's going to take this part Native American woman to shut it down. To laugh to the Mohicans. Shayna Baszler. To shut her down. To get the land back for the people.
And you're telling me this isn't? You're telling me this isn't correct?
Well, yes. Once you put it in this metaphor and you broke it down as a new fan theory, if we posted this on the line, maybe people wouldn't consider it the most hard. Maybe it's the most deepest story. And Vince is teaching us something. He's going history. He's preaching right now.
Right.
White women are scary. And they have powers. You think black girl magic is something? When do you deal with the evil wickedness of a tiny white woman?
Right. We don't normally read emails on the Manny and Marcus show. But
when we do.
But this one seems like it's too good to be true. And it clearly isn't true. But I want to believe every word of it.
How dare you? How dare you? If we give Meltzer and WrestleBoats Manny the benefit of doubt of reporting story, I think Levi has the right to post whatever he wants as fact. Okay? As fact. Considering the state of American news and any news outlet in the world, I'm going to give this 100% fact, and I'm going to post it as is.
So, this is a lengthy story. I believe Levi wrote this as if he was telling this firsthand, like he witnessed this completely himself. It is written like a news story.
He was there. He was there. Sources close to me. The sources was me. I saw the whole fucking thing. He killed that motherfucker outside that liquor store in 1994.
So, it starts off with the criminal history of one Keith Killer Lee.
Dun,
Killer
dun,
spelled
dun.
K-I-L-L-A.
Oh shit, he spells like we do on this show.
Earlier this week, I mentioned on a podcast about Mr. Lee getting ready for jail. I was then asked by an honourable host to expand on this. I got my information from an ex-LAPD officer.
You know it's back when the LAPD is bringing up shit.
Named Alonzo Harris, rest in peace.
Wait a minute, he's choosing to get up an LAPD officer is choosing to go on record and say this. Yes, it was me. It was me, Austin, all along.
I believe this officer died in the process of telling him this story because he did say rest in peace. When he divulged this information, Harris didn't know how deep Keith Lee was in the game in the greater Los Angeles area. He soon found out how deep after a bad weekend in Vegas. He got set up by his rookie, who forced him to rob another cop, which then got his car
Wow.
then got his car shot by a Russian mob. Everyone believes that Alonso's death was from the three wise men who actually were his bosses, but he was actually Keith Lee. It was actually Keith Lee behind this. I later
Story sounds familiar.
corroborated with Harris' fine-ass Latin baby mama. I'm reading this like a pure Englishman. This is not coming out correctly. She also was working Lee behind Alonso's back. Back on the topic about Mr. Killer. To best learn about the crimes of Mr. Lee, or Killer, as the streets call him.
Not a clever name at all. If I wanted to get away with not murdering somebody, and someone's like, "Hey, you know who? There's a murder over here. You know who we should question? The guy that's calling himself the Killer."
We need to go into how the Killer was created. Marcus, this is paragraph 1.
Oh wow! Again, the story sounds familiar, but I will go to the end. Maybe it's because I'm from the LA area that this has resonated with me so much, but it sounds very familiar.
It should. Keith Killer Lee was born on November 8th, 1984, in South Central Los Angeles. His billed birthplace of Texas is a ruse because his real parents didn't want their friends' mothers coming after him. The real reason for this is because Keith's real father is legendary R&B singer Gerald Levert. His birth name is really Keith Levert. 2 things he took away from his father was his husky size and his panty-dropping singing vocals. Keith started off as a good kid who wanted to emulate his father's music. In 1991...
That's so great! He has penny-dropping powers!
In 1991, he entered the school's talent show at Crenshaw High. He performed Baby I'm Ready, just like his father does, and caused a scene so good Keith had to drop out of school due to the older female teachers throwing panties at him. Although at this talent show, Lee had to drop out, he met 2 people that day that would change his life for good. And for
the following commercial break, I feel like we need to go into commercial. As in, we are listening to a true Netflix documentary and crime drama.
Oh, this is the longest. This is the longest paragraph. I'm gonna cut it down into bits. Marion Suge Knight was an infamous record mogul of the early mid-90s. His Death Row Records was the biggest rap label, producing legendary albums that are amazing to this day. On that fateful day where Keith Lee sang...
That's opinion.
Where Keith Lee sang like his father, Suge was scouting for talent who could sing on artists. Dr. Dre's debut album, The Chronic. Keith Lee idolized Dr. Dre and was so ecstatic to lend vocals to that album. Keith was still riding high when he met the next person who would change his life.
What song is he on?
Anyway. A biracial OG gangster crip from Carson named Mia Yim. Oh my god.
Oh god. The Malaysian baddie.
Keith's dad, Gerald Levert, had warned him about messing with the gangbangers, but Keith was mesmerized when he hit that sea-walk on him. He had seen local gangsters do it, but Mia is half Asian, so it looked like the local nail salon tech doing it. Keith fell for her immediately and sang her a song his father made. It worked, and they began dating. One night, while on a date, Keith let Mia Yim know about his working on the Chronic album.
Can I pause for a minute and say these locations are 100% accurate? And me growing up, literally in the Carson area, I've heard of Super Crip Mia Yim.
So you're verifying Alonzo Harris, rest in peace's last will and statement of the true killer Keith Lee.
Yeah, I've seen the movie about Alonzo Harris. That boy had a temper, cost him everything. Got gunned down by a Russian mafia. Shit.
Mia asked if he had ever smoked the chronic. Keith had not, as he didn't do drinks or do drugs. She told him Dr. Dre would respect him more if he smoked some of her chronic for research. Keith agreed, but Mia was just a poor gangster with no money for the chronic.
And if you grew up where Mia grew up, you knew what kind of chronic she was smoking. It's that dirt weed that just fills up every high school bathroom. It's like, who is smoking this?
She did what any broke gangster would do. She laced the weed with Sherm. Keith smoked the drugs. Unfortunately, Sherm is a psychotic drug that makes people act crazy. It made Keith act wild as well. After Keith smoked with Mia, he went to the place where they were recording the chronic. When he arrived to the studio...
Oh, Mr. Reporter Man, who has a story. They went to the place that they recorded the chronic. No idea where they did that at. Just some place. Could be anywhere. I don't know.
So when
Malibu, for all I know.
When he arrived to the studio, no one was there. That's when the Sherm kicked in. He started feeling hot, which led him to getting completely naked. Oh, that is not a pretty sight.
Yeah, but if you're on Sherm, you're used to those guys. The other day on my way to work, to my car, there was a bum just pissing, just squatted and took a shit right next to my car. And I was like, oh, what the fuck?
After getting nude, Keith turned off the lights to surprise everyone. That is not a surprise anyone wants to see. Keith's label mate, singer Nate Dogg, was the first person who walked in. When he turned on the light, Keith was as high as a kite at around 250 pounds at the time, jumps up and screams, "Come bask in my glory." Startled, Nate says to him, "Hold up. Hey." Startled, Keith then kicks Dog in the gut, hits him with a powerbomb and screamed, "Smoke weed every day." Nate didn't recover from the powerbomb. Keith left after taking out Nate. Keith left after Keith left after taking out Nate Dogg. Suge Knight was furious. He got Keith back in the studio and asked him what happened. Keith told him the truth, fearful Suge was going to him what he did to Nate Dogg. When Keith confessed, rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg overheard him talking about Mia Yim. Snoop saved Keith from harm by stating that Mia is a gangster killer who hangs out with his little cousin Sasha. Should let Keith live based upon these conditions. 1. All Nate Dogg songs sing all Nate Dogg songs while they clone him. 2.
They clone Nate Dogg?
Yeah, apparently. And 2, leave the West Coast for good.
The science come into this. When Dr. Dre's talking about he's in a lab making songs, he's really in a lab making clones of people.
This is the first part of the criminal tales of Keith Lee. There's more.
Part 2. There's a
part 2, which Levi will provide in the next few weeks.
All right. I can't wait. You're talking about the best A&E documentary. Fuck that. Give me Keith Lee in LA. Killing Keith Lee. And the scope of it all, that it went through all Death Row records. And Mia Yim is also implicated in multiple crimes. in this one. This is a scoop. This is the scoop I've been waiting for. Although Alonzo Harris' death, I would have left out due to the fact that there was a movie and everybody's familiar with the true story of Alonzo Harris and how he was brought down by his partner, the white cop, for not letting him get that money to pay off the Russians before he was gunned down in the middle of the streets.
So I was wrong, Levi. You did provide the goods.
Facts.
However, we now need part 2.
Yep. I feel like this is gonna be like Trapped in the Closet, and we're just gonna get to one, and then it's gonna go to a larger conspiracy, and Levi will disappear in the middle of this conspiracy. Like, damn, we never got the end of this.
I never thought this could happen. Maybe we replaced the Tuesday show of Raw with fan fiction. No, not fan fiction. This is a true life depiction of Killer Keith Lee.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I thought that when Keith Lee was high on Sherm and butt naked and Nate Dogg came in, I thought he was going to lay it on the busted down and let his gat explode. Because he was going to regulate him. I thought we were going into regulators.
Well,
but
you know what?
Clone Nate Dogg. I like this pure science fiction came right out of nowhere, casually thrown into Nate Dogg was cloned. If we could clone Nate Dogg, I think everybody would have cloned him, and rap hip hop and rap today would be a much better place because they have somebody doing the hook.
Tupac would still be around.
Yeah, the legacy's better than he's dead. Nothing personal, no offense. His legacy is better.
Part 2 next week.
He will only. It will be next week. I was about to say. But Tupac's legacy is greater that he's dead, to be honest. He would have only tarnished his legacy as time went on.
I'm just stating, this is a Untitled Manny and Marcus show exclusive.
Yeah, this is perfect for a 100 episode.
I think you're reading the second one.
Sure. And Manny, mine may take longer. You did an excellent job in going through it all in a timely manner. Mine will be dramatic reenactments.
That's almost even better.
I will read it just like Keith Lee.
That's even better.
And read it extremely in the best way, knowledgeable, as magnificent, as malevolent as this story could be. I will read it expeditiously in this fashion.
Oh my god, if he ends up in Devo's chicken coop.
No, the Sherm killed me because I was like, yo, man, Sherm was so bad. Like, you think the crack was bad? Whenever you hear about a brother on Sherm, it's like, oh, he fucked up.
But yeah, I don't think we could have wished for anything better for the 100 episode. I'm glad that we did not see that this didn't come through the inbox on the Saturday because it would have been wasted.
Yes. Tune in next week for the sideshow. Honestly, I feel like we should clip this and call it A&E documentary, Where's Keith Lee? And we should post this as fact.
It's not A&E, it's Eminem.
Oh yeah, Eminem.
Eminem documentary.
The Rise and Fall of Keith Lee. Story 1.
No. We go with the actual title of the story. The criminal history of one Keith Killer Lee.
And we tag his ass. And we tag him. And he better respond. Okay?
And when I clip this, I want you to share the hell out of this with everyone you know.
Yeah, like, subscribe. It has to be shared. It has to be known. We have breaking news on the disappearance of Keith Lee, and apparently Keith Lee is going to jail. And apparently me and you too, because he's implicated in a lot of shit. He's never seen anybody crip rock like that before. Like he was mesmerized.
The thing is, she gave him the show.
I like the locations because literally it's my childhood locations. I'm going like Kaiser, Crenshaw High.
What I want at some point is that we get so
must
big
be local.
that someone would go back and look at this clip and animate it. That's all I want. I want us to get as big enough that someone will animate this.
Yes. Oh God, this is great. Good stuff.
This makes the Raw show a lot more easier to digest because we got through Raw pretty quickly, and then the rest of the show was primarily this story.
Yes. And if you here in the Sharpie Nation of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show or the Sharpshooter Wrestling Podcast have your own biographies or criminologies of your favorite wrestler, please send it to the sharpshooters@gmail.com. That's DA sharpshooters@gmail.com.
And we would greatly appreciate if we got more Marty Jannetty stories.
Yes. Tell us your Marty stories. Somehow I feel like Marty has missed out on the Keith Lee story. But then again, why would Marty be in the hood? But then again, why is Marty anywhere and why are just people disappearing and Marty Jannetty involved in their disappearance?
So once again, this is episode 100, but we'd like to thank you guys for actually tuning in for 100 episodes of me and Marcus gradually dying by watching Raw.
It was like a science experiment. Will these guys survive this week? Because I know for damn sure at the start of this show, I was literally decomposing as we began to talk about the tag team battle royal, all the way to Drew McIntyre freeing slaves, and then the ultimate end where the WWE decided to turn Alexa Bliss into Darth Vader at the end of Empire Strikes Back, just throwing stuff at Luke Skywalker. Like, fuck all this sword fighting.
So when I was looking up what was going on today's show, I learned one interesting thing, Marcus.
What's up?
It was also a question on the Sharpshooters, what the greatest wrestling quiz ever of 2020.
Ooh.
June 9th. Ring any bells?
Sounds like a day.
It was the first episode. It was the first episode of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, which means tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. And I was going to put it in the graphic today, but then I remembered the thing my mother told me, which was you don't celebrate anniversaries or birthdays early because it's bad luck. So we will be celebrating our 1-year anniversary this Thursday as we cover NXT and AEW.
No, AEW doesn't come out to Friday.
Is it Friday again?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Also, not going to be on the show this week.
Yeah, so we ain't covering AEW at all this week. So tune in on Thursday where we cover NXT, and we will be alive.
Yes, and shout out to Shingo for becoming the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the world.
I love the shade. I love the shade thrown instantly by Will Ospreay. Hey Shingo, Google interim. That's what you are.
Pretty much. I felt like he was going to get it. It was a solid match. It was good. Sometimes those matches
also
go too long, but it's really tough.
El Luchador's birthday tomorrow. He is 37.
Woo! We're celebrating every day. Look at me, turn the lights like it's a Benny Hanna's.
El Luchador is now old as dirt.
Benny, for the Thursday show, I am going to get us a hibachi grill, and we're going to be Benny Hanna's because we celebrate birthdays and anniversaries in this bitch. It's going to be straight up Benny Hanna's. I'm making onion volcanoes. I'm throwing eggs in my hat. It's about to strip in my hat. It's supposed to be very Benny Hanna's in this bitch. Or as I like to call it, mini Hanna's.
Oh, and Serena Deeb lost the NWA Women's Championship.
Yeah, to Camille. Damn it. That means she's the #1 contender for the AEW title there. God damn it.
I think that's the last time we see the NWA title on AEW.
Yeah, it was too
Because
good of a title.
Kylie
Break
Ray
the-
has also signed with the NWA.
Yep, for now.
I believe there's still some ill will towards AEW, so she will not
Yeah.
be making appearances in AEW.
I feel like Kylie Ray signing somewhere is like Kylie Ray has signed somewhere, and then it's gone.
No, Marcus, don't take that away from me. I really like Kylie Ray.
That's what she does. You're not gonna watch her in NWA. You're not watching that.
Well, I'm not paying to watch that. I will never pay to watch NWA.
I got paid to see Trevor Murdoch wrestle Nick Aldis. Not getting my money.
I got paid to watch Trevor Murdoch wrestle a gimmick that was only relatable in the 80s. Nah, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll pass, yo. You lost all your best talent with Eddie Kingston and Eli Drake, now known as L.A. Knight player. And you lost, I just feel like they lost too much. Ricky Starks, and they want me to pay? Rest in peace, question mark? Nah, not doing it.
I'm going to order some Lashley ladies for my birthday. A luchador, that's not your wife.
Not Lashley's either. Can we, maybe I create a graphic with El Luchador's face coming out with the ladies of Lashley. Just put it over Bobby Lashley's face. You're going to have black hands. You're going to have black hands, but, people got to live with that.
So we got Mike in the house.
What's up, Mike? Shout out to your show and YouTube channel.
Yeah,
and
if you
all your
haven't,
subscribers that have came our way.
if you haven't, go check out Mic'd Up Sports. They do great content. They do their wrestling content on Saturday, a couple of hours before odds on Saturday, and hopefully they're going to be on our upcoming run-in review of NXT In Your House for the 5-way match, which I believe is the most stupidest thing ever because Karrion Kross is stupid. Stupid.
Hey, Manny, if you could lock somebody's mouth the way Randy Orton has the power to lock Riddle's mouth, who would it be currently in the world of wrestling?
The Miz.
He's a good talker.
Nah, I'm just getting bored of it.
I think
getting bored of it.
I would take it away from Rey Mysterio. I've always wanted to just shut him up. My son, Dominic. He, you have to. You will persevere. And I love my family. It's just the same tone. I'll just lock it up and shut him up. No more talking.
There's worse people than Rey Mysterio.
Name him. You got 2
Hogan.
seconds. It's too
Hogan.
late. Oh, come on. His racism always wins.
It always wins.
It always wins. You're right. I'll lock Hogan up. You're right. You're good.
Mike says
Well
Michael
played.
Cole.
Michael Cole's grown over me over the years. I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I JR.
Ooh.
JR,
You know who I hate more?
JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur. I can't stand all 3 of them.
Hold on. Tony Khan.
He doesn't talk nearly as much.
Yeah, but when he does, it's the worst shit you ever hear, right? Word of the week. It is. You just want to take the key when he's talking about, I talked to New Japan, Nick, and you don't know. Nope. Give me that.
No, I want to do that. I really want to do that to Excalibur when he's being a know-it-all on commentary.
Well, in Mexico in 1967, someone did this and that. No one cares. No one cares, Excalibur.
Excalibur, I'll show off your ugly face. Oh, that's a good one. QT Marshall. That is a good one.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a great one. Yes. All right, we got to end the show because eventually somebody here got to go to sleep. And I'm going to have nightmares. Nightmares, I tell you, about Killer Keith Lee Levert.
So this has been episode 100. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back for our 1-year special on Thursday where we cover NXT. Peace.
I like to thank Jesus Christ. Let's go.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are.
Wait!